some motherfucking views.
Don't we all just want to be internet famous, making videos in our basement, 6 figures ad revenue? It's so cool to be PewDiePie or Ethan Klein. But YouTube is a fickle bitch, there's no guarantees. Next month you might not make shit, no one knows what advertiser friendly now is. So just fuck it and make some cool shit. You can vlog your life, talk about your likes and dislikes. You can clickbait cause it's alright. Well, anything goes, as long as you know. There's no guarantees cause everybody wants to be the next big thing on your TV. Or you could blow up tomorrow and by next week you might be nobody. I need some motherfucking views. Views. I need some motherfucking views. Attention is what we're all after. Sometimes we look desperate, but sometimes there's laughter. We live in a society where our children think making cool memes is their future profession. But look around, you'll see that the joke's on me. All these millionaire kids, not even 17, cause you can be a fool and drop out of your school. All you need is those views. Or you can vlog your life, talk about your likes and dislikes. You can clickbait cause it's alright. Or anything goes, as long as you know. There's no guarantees cause everybody wants to be the next big thing on your TV. You could blow up tomorrow and by next week you might be nobody. I need some motherfucking views. I need some motherfucking views. So give me the, cause I want the, so give me the, cause I want the, so give me the, give me the, give me the motherfucking views. So give me the, cause I want the, so give me the.
Well, good morning, my mush puffs. How you doing? Mush puffs. Good Lord. Who do I think I am, Dave? Good morning, coffee beans. Lord, it's been a night. I'm going to tell you. I was up late last night. A lot of stuff happening. Stuff I'm not, well, none of it I'm really good with. I'll be quite honest with you. None of it's good. We have nothing good to tell you today. Yeah, exactly, morning, Dave. You're right. Anyway. Coffee beans. Yeah, I know, guys. Listen. I'm telling you, last night was a rough one. So we're going to just get right into it because there's a lot to be talked about, a lot to be said. So we're going to start off with some fun. Got the spring chickens out here celebrating. They've got their bottle of wine, they're sunbathing, they're reading their books, they're riding their bicycles. I'm glad someone had a spring break because this person sure didn't. I worked all last week when everybody else was on spring break. But that's okay. It's whatever. That's what I've done all my life, so why should it be any different now, right? I do have one little funny video that I came across. That I found was cute. So let's watch this.
Oh, You what?
I just can't stop thinking about waffles.
Well, you had waffles
Poor
for dinner
kid.
and you had waffles for breakfast. So we're going to eat something else.
Oh, I can't stop. Why can't I just stop dreaming about waffles?
This poor
I
kid.
don't know.
She just wants some waffles.
Expert marriage tip.
She just wants some waffles, y'all. Why can't we get this poor thing some waffles? Okay. So, you know, we got a recording back of the famous episode now, right? The Ghostie's mom episode. And we re-uploaded it, premiered it, and you guys showed out and showed up and had like almost 30 of you guys watching the premiere. And I was right, I was there with you listening to myself talk, which is something I hate, but I was there and in the chat and engaging with you guys, and it was great and I loved it. Had a good time. Then last night, after we ended the awesome show we had over on DeadOnDave's last night, I checked my email because I'm trying to be more proactive about this stuff. And lo and behold, I got this little notification from the YouTube support team. It says, "Hi, the Clear as Mud podcast. This is to notify you that we received a privacy claim from an individual regarding your content." Has a link, and it was the lost video that was regained, and it said here was the privacy point from here to here. Please note that the violation may also occur in the title, video description, channel image, and or background. We would like to give you opportunity to remove or edit the private information that might be present within the content reported. This notification informs you that another user has raised privacy concerns about your content. However, it will not automatically result in your video being restricted, and no associated penalty will be applied to your video at this time. We would like to give you an opportunity to remove or edit the private information that might be present within the content reported. After 48 hours of this notice, we will review the complaint for violations of our privacy guidelines and consider restricting the content. Please note that you may not need to remove the content entirely in order to resolve the issue. YouTube offers a custom blurring tool which allows you to blur anything in your video, including individuals or information from the information the blurring feature is visited. So, I responded to this email, referenced the previous case number that they've still yet to resolve with me on the original stream, right? But because this has gotten to the point now where it's just ticked me off, because I have the video now in my possession, I went out, cut out that specific section of the video that I have. The whole full entire video is still up over there on Clear as Mud, by the way, and I've uploaded it to Rumble. So we'll be there forever and ever and ever and ever. Now, I could go in and just blur out his face. And I may try that and see or I guess I could just blur this whole section here, right? I could just blur the whole thing. Because then it's just me and Banana on the screen, right? And I may try doing that today on YouTube. And let's see if they leave it up or not. Right? Because evidently he doesn't want his face out there, guys. But the problem is he called into Mitch's stream that day, right? Of his own volition. It was a live stream. He called in to the live stream. He put himself on camera. This was not something that Mitch did that was... I know Ghostii is still, evidently he's got a hard on and he's watching everything that I do, whatever. Hell, he's probably going to file a privacy complaint against this video now because I showed a steal. Because that's just what kind of a twat he is. So I'm just going to let you know, Ghostii, you're not going to win this battle, dude. You're just not. You keep, see, we're in that paradox. See, you're fucking around, right? And you're climbing up. Here's the find out. And pretty soon, the more you fuck around, the more you're fixing to find out. I've been pretty jovial about the whole thing so far. It's been a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little irritating, kind of like a mosquito, you know, kind of buzzing around, kind of buzzing in my ear, kind of irritating me a little bit. But, you know, you keep on and you're really going to draw my attention. And, well, when that happens, well, then I guess we'll see what PeePaw is really capable of, right? We'll see. All right, onward, upward. So, created by the name of Horror Hellfire. She makes. I'm pretty sure her stuff, because I've watched a little bit of it's like true crime stuff. So she says apparently YouTube thought my secondary channel was a spam account and completely removed it, submitting an appeal. But this is really upsetting. Has to be a bottle something because that channel certainly was not spam or deceptive. So, you know, she shows here, you know, I really hope this gets fixed because I don't want them to go after my main channel next because, of this bullshit removal. So here's the thing, right? If her second channel was removed and it's actually banned, and I may be mistaken on this, but I'm pretty sure the terms of service on that is if you get a channel banned, then you're not allowed to have any other channels, period, on YouTube, right? In your name, as far as in your sole possession. Because remember, that was always the thing that Keemstar back in the day, because he had multiple channels before Drama Alert that got banned for whatever different reasons. And they always alleged that, or always accused him of ban evasion. But what he did was he had set up Drama Alert was actually in somebody else's name. And he was just a paid host of the channel. That's the way that they always presented it. So, yeah, so I hope that the Demon Queen here, Horror Hellfire, I hope she's able to rectify this, because she's right. It could very well result in her losing her her main channel. Okay, so if you guys have enjoyed Fribbles, which is a show that Piplup has been doing over on his channel, you might want to take note of this, because he says he's thinking about doing a fan submission category for the next Fribbles. Because if you want to submit questions or suggest categories, feel free to DM me or apply to this and I'll DM you. So if you've enjoyed that and you are, you have something that you might want to present, or up as a category for questions and stuff, reach out to my buddy Toxic here and make a recommendation or suggestion. And who knows, it might very well be accepted, and you could be a part of history. You could be a part of that great show Fribbles, which I actually enjoy. They've had 2 episodes so far, and Doug is the back-to-back champion on that. He's tearing it up over there. So, he's taken out, he even took out Matt Pitt in trivia. He took out Matt Pitt. So anyway, it's good and entertaining. If you haven't watched those 2 things, go check it out. I think it's pretty interesting. Anyway, so let's get into the meat and potatoes this morning, guys. Hang on here. Let me turn my phone off, or silence it or whatever, so I don't get distracted, because I want to stay focused on this story. All right. So, Froggy Fresh, we know, was going to be a part of Creator Clash 2. He was supposed to be boxing Chris Ray Gun. Okay. Then he went and trained with Sam Hyde. He came back. He was talking a little bit of smack with Chris Ray Gun, hopping up the fight, as you would expect a person to do that was involved in the event, right? When a sporting event, they talk smack. Opponents talk smack to each other. That's part of it. Okay. So, Matt Pitt did some research and found an article back from 2016. And in this article, this blog, they were talking to Anisa and her mother, and it goes through how Anisa was kind of a rebellious child. She ran away from home, and then, she didn't run away from home. When she went off to college, right? And basically her first year at college, she had little to no interaction with her parents. And finally started some communications with her. At some point when she started doing her Twitch streams and stuff, she was, according to the article, she was referred to one of the booby streamers. That's what they referred to her as. Said that's what she was a booby streamer. Her mother, unsolicited by Anisa, came in and started watching her streams, and started engaging with her trolls, detractors, and stuff that came in. And Anisa really first thought it wasn't her mother. Right? Why would her mother be in her Twitch chats, and why would she be doing, stuff? And she later did find out it was her mother, and she modded her. And the article refers to her as a helicopter parent. She, very, very protective and stuff. So this was clear back in 2016. So this explains why her mother possibly could have took offense to Froggy's little Twitter video he had put out about how if he didn't beat Chris Ray Gun, that he would sub to Anisa's OnlyFans. I don't know how that was really offensive, but her mother, whatever, took that as a slight. Parents, we do crazy things for our kids sometimes. So anyway, she started talking trash to Froggy. So Froggy thought, well, I don't want to put words into Froggy's mouth or whatever, but so they bantered back and forth, whatever. All right. So hang on here. I didn't have this pulled up. Just give me a second here. Sorry about that. Sneezing this morning. All right. So, Creator Clash put out this statement last night. Says, as you may be aware, we recently announced that Froggy Fresh would be leaving the Creator Clash 2 ticket. We want to provide some additional information around the rationale for this decision to help clarify some of the online chatter. We have a legally binding code of conduct with each of our Creator Clash 2 fighters are held to, the violation of which is grounds for termination. Unfortunately, there were several violations made by Froggy Fresh during his tenure with Creator Clash this year. The Creator Clash 2 team, inclusive of the production company, takes violations seriously and made several unsuccessful attempts to address them directly with Froggy Fresh in the hopes we could work together to get things back on track. When it became clear that the exhibited behavior wasn't stopping at risk to other other fighters, fans, and others involved in the event, the Creator Clash 2 team made the collective decision to move forward without Froggy Fresh on the ticket. Our number one priority is ensuring that Creator Clash 2 is a positive, safe, and welcoming space for everyone. It's a boxing match. It is a celebrity exhibition boxing match. But let's go on. We look forward to kicking off an amazing event and raising a lot of money for charity. Creator Clash and Idubbz have already donated $50,000 for each of Froggy Fresh's supported charities, Kids Cancer Foundation and Nicholas Children's Hospital, for a total of $100,000. They will also remain beneficiaries of money raised throughout the event itself. The fighters have all been working so hard and can't wait to get into the ring. Let's focus on their fights, not any that may exist online. So that was the statement that they put out. So they went ahead and donated $100,000. Why? Because Gideon said that he would donate $100,000 to the charities if they would put him back on. I assure you it was not out of the goodness of their hearts, because at this point in time, I'm not for sure they have any. But let's continue on, shall we? So when that, and you see the tail end of this here. So when that tweet was put out, right, that little statement was put out, right, Froggy Fresh responded to this. He says, who tried to reach out to me several times, and what are the several violations? I think those are good questions, right? Because if the person in question here, which is Froggy Fresh, if he's saying, hey, hold it, who tried to reach out to me, and what are these violations? What are you talking about, right? I think that is an indicator that something is not right in the good old town of Denmark, right? So Froggy Fresh goes on. He says, now I have been threatened with a potential lawsuit if I spoke about this entire mess, and demanding the $15,000 I used for training, equipment, travel, etc. over the last 5 months. Unbelievable. Is this for charity or what's going on? Yeah, it's just for charity. What's going on? You know, this is really leaning more and more towards what Tommy C said the other day. This is not about charity. This is not about building goodwill, or this is about stroking the ego of Idubbz, right? Where this is like he's trying to change what his legacy is, right? Right. So, he doesn't want, I thought I had, I don't have that meme set up. Okay. But anyway, it's like Dave pointed out the other night, right? When Idubbz first started on this platform, he was running with people like Filthy Frank. He was running with Ethan Klein. Anything for views, right? Some of the most edgiest creators out there, right? I mean, let's not forget the whole thing that he had with, what was her name? I want to say Jenna Marbles, but I don't think that's right. Where, she was chastising him for some words he was using. And he went out there and put his arm around her and said, say, so like I said, and then he recently put out that interview. He was doing the interviews, like he said, that, he started running into his fans and he didn't like them because, these were basement dwellers that came out every once in a great while. I mean, he really put his fan base in a really positive light there, right? And he didn't want to be associated with them because he met what he had cultivated. And he didn't want to be associated with that anymore. He didn't want to, whatever. And fine, fair. I mean, that's what, whatever, But, the thing that you have to understand is that you cannot, for years, make a certain type of content and cultivate a certain fan base. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to flip a switch, and all of a sudden, that doesn't exist anymore. And that's not who I am anymore. And not expect there to be mockery, ridicule, backlash. Okay. So we go on here. Froggy says, I was never given any notice of violations. I got one email minutes before you went public about my termination. Justin Tracy called me while I was in Providence working with Sam. I asked that he could text or email me as I was busy training with Sam. He never texted or emailed. Okay. He then goes on to say, he says, are you talking about me responding to Justin Tracy every time he reached out to me and asked me that we were keeping everything in text and email so I could have evidence of everything that he was communicated? Never received any texts or emails after that. So Froggy Fresh was like, okay. Something tells me his spidey senses kind of was going off, some of these voice conversations. He's like, listen, I want all of our communications in written format. You can text me, you can email me, but I want it in written format, right? And let's be honest, if he's training, he can't be on the phone answering phone calls every 10 or 15 minutes, right? He's training. He's supposed to be getting ready for this boxing match. He says, or are you talking about when Ian called me the third time ever, 15 minutes after Sam Hyde retweeted me to investigate my friendship with Sam Hyde? Oh, that's like a little bit telling. And then asking that I don't release any content with Sam Hyde until after the event. Hasn't released any Sam Hyde content, still kicked. Yes, Mr. Gamer, they are threatening to sue Froggy Fresh. Now, Froggy puts out one last statement last night, and this was like 11 o'clock last night. And he says, I appreciate everyone's support. I can't lie. This is a stressful situation. I have a family. He has a wife, 2 young kids, a mortgage, the threat of being pursued legally unless I remain quiet and let them tarnish my reputation to where no one else would want to work with me for misconduct is rough. I appreciate the donation to the charities. I submitted and continue to keep donations coming in for them. I don't want CC2 to fail, Creator Crash 2 to fail. I would rather just walk away amicably where I am not threatened at all. Sincerely, I hope they raise as much money as possible. So see, guys, Froggy is not like this big, super rich YouTuber. He's just a blue collar dude who works. He has a job. He has a wife. He has kids. He has a mortgage. And, you know, them come over here and, where was it at here? Threatening him with a $15,000 lawsuit to recoup what they say they gave him to train and buy equipment and all this stuff with, which has been spent, right? Because he was doing exactly what they asked him to do. And supposedly, okay, because here's the thing. There was a last night, and it's still up. You can go listen to it. It's on Keemstar's timeline. They had another one of these Twitter spaces. And according to this, and what's his name, Harley, came back into there. And I'm sorry, I don't have clips and stuff worked up for you guys this morning. Because again, this was after really I went to bed. I got to listen to a little segment of it before I crashed because I was just exhausted. He's still stating that Froggy training with Sam Hyde was not the issue. Harley is still saying that's not the issue. But I'm going to tell you something. At this point, I come a whole lot more believing Froggy than I do Harley. Harley also said that the only reason why Keem was doing any of this stuff was because Keem is part of a what do you call it? A different promotion. Of course, you know, Keem does Happy Punch. So he's a competition. He is a competitor promoting, boxing promoter. And that's the only reason why he's doing this. Well, here's the problem. Keem promoted Creator Clash. He was out there promoting it. You know why? Because Ian wasn't promoting it. None of the boxers on the first one was promoting it. Creator Clash was the most unpromoted event I've ever seen ever for this type of YouTube boxing. There was no hype. There was no buildup. The creators were not making videos. They weren't putting stuff out to hype up their nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, and I don't understand if you're putting on an event where the focus is not necessarily to give clout to the people that are competing, but to raise money for donations, for charitable donations to these different organizations out there, charitable organizations. Wouldn't you want to promote it? Wouldn't you want eyes on it? I mean, that only seems logical to me that you'd want your boxers promoting it. And what do you want your boxers to do? Do you want them to come out there and build a little campfire and stand around it and roast marshmallows and sing Kumbaya? Boxing is a violent sport. It's not a love fest. It's not a tickle hug me type. I mean, I don't understand this mindset. When they're putting out this thing, how they're saying how they want it to be the Creator Clash 2 team, inclusive of the production company. They're wanting it to be take violations seriously. We made several unsuccessful attempts because they want to be inclusive. They want to be an inclusive event. They want it to be an inclusive event. So last night, I guess, during this Twitter space, Mudahar says that he will pay Froggy Fresh's legal fees if Creator Clash sues him. Well, good for Mudahar. Good for Mudahar. Let's see. There was another thing I wanted to show here. Where is it at? Hang on a second. Let me find it. There was another tweet here. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So Mudahar put out this statement. He says, threatening litigation like this kind of worries me. But I hate it when smaller creators have to face any legal crap. It ruins lives. I'm down to cover it all. No need for GoFundMe's. I just want this to be resolved, and I want a successful event at the end of the day. So that's a good guy, Mudahar. Right? Some ordinary gamers. I'm sorry. This is really, really, really. This is really, really looking more like. Well, I guess not to, I don't know. I guess, was it? I don't know what I'll be accused on this one, but whatever. I don't care. Thanks for subscribing there, Scorpion Death Drop. I appreciate that. Where was it at here? Yeah. So I put this tweet out, right? It says, how can you have become that which you used to mock? You know? And that's what Idubbz has become. He has become that what he used to mock. He used to ridicule. He used to make fun of these people, right? Here's the thing. I can understand maybe him not liking the fact that his wife was brought up in a conversation between two boxers and about her OnlyFans. But hold it, Ian. Didn't you say you didn't have a problem if people watched her OnlyFans and jerked off to it? You know, and this whole, remember you went on this whole spiel about how, you know, you shouldn't shame sex workers and all that. Remember that little video you put out where everybody started calling you the cuck, right? You guys remember that? Remember that? I do. Your wife had an OnlyFans. So what? If Froggy Fresh subbed to it, I would have thought you would have been happy to. Because that, you know, more exposure, more money. What's the problem? Are you now all of a sudden, are you ashamed that your wife has an OnlyFans? I'm confused here. Or, well, did it really not have anything at all to do with your wife and the OnlyFans comment, as what has been alleged? And did it have more to do with the fact that he went and trained with Sam Hyde? Because Sam Hyde made you look like a complete and total idiot. Because you went down there with intentions of exposing him as this horrible, evil person. And he knew what you were doing. Because Sam is an intelligent man. I don't agree with all that Sam has said or done. But that doesn't detract from the fact that Sam is a very smart man. And he smelt your bullshit 5 miles away. Right? He smelt your shit coming, dude. And he played you. And he put out his own documentary, right? Because you weren't going to put nothing out. Because you had egg all over your face. Yeah. That's a thing. Because how dare anyone be smarter than the great Idubbz? How dare anyone be funnier than the great Idubbz? Voltage Mike. Sam even confirmed me and Froggy never talked about Ian or Anisa while he was here. They're training. Idubbz is mad, scared like. Yeah. I have a suspicion that after that whole thing happened with Sam Hyde and Ian, like it did back in the day, I suspect that Sam Hyde probably doesn't lose too much sleep about Idubbz and his wife. I don't think he loses any sleep about that at all. Idubbz, on the other hand, evidently he's over here shitting bullets. I really would truly would love for the Creator Clash team to produce what it was here, this violations that was made by Froggy Fresh. I'll tell you what I would really like. I would love for this contract. Here's the thing, right? If they're silly enough, if Creator Clash 2 is silly enough, if they're foolish enough to take Froggy Fresh to court, we know that Mudahar has said he's going to cover the legal costs, because he doesn't want this to bankrupt Froggy Fresh and his family. He says, we don't even have to worry about doing a GoFundMe. We don't have to do anything about this, right? He says, I got you. I got your back, man. And good for Mudahar that he's in a place for that he can help. And I commend him for that. Right? I hope they are foolish enough, because then guess what? The contract and all this stuff will be part of the discovery. And guess what? Court cases in the United States are searchable. So any evidence that's put forth, any kind of docket, anything like that, any paperwork that's filed, it's all searchable, and everybody will then get to see. And guess what? We'll get to see what's in the contract. We'll see what was it they called it here? Hang on here. Code of conduct. Yes. We will see what this code of conduct was. I'm going to venture out. I'm going to climb out on a limb, guys. My big fat ass is going to climb out on a limb. I'm going to say something here. I don't think Idubbz and Anisa and Creator Clash 2, or the Creator Clash team here, I don't think they really want any of this stuff public. I don't think they want the contracts public. I don't think they want this alleged code of conduct that's legally binding put out there. I don't think they want that out there, because if it does become public, if it does become, visible for us to see, all I'm going to say is this in closing. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to say this in closing. I'm going to wrap this up. Right now, Ian, his wife, and this whole event, Creator Clash 2, does not have a very positive attention. I can tell you for a matter of fact, last night in this Twitter Spaces, I seen people in there like Philip DeFranco, there was other news agencies in there too. You can expect this to get bigger. They would have been better off not saying anything. Either that, or they could have held their own Twitter space. Because right now, they they're on the ropes and they're gasping for air because they're getting wore the hell out, to use some boxing metaphors there. They're up against the ropes and they're getting beat up pretty bad. Right? They better watch their next steps, because it could be the quote knockout, to where that could be the end of Idubbz, his wife, and this whole thing, as far as having any type of credibility, anything. Because right now, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing, what's being put forth, their credibility isn't looking good. It's coming off as some spoilt little kid that someone said something mean or went and associated with somebody they didn't like it, so now I'm going to take my toys and go home. Like a spoilt little brat. So, anyway, we do have one little thing here from Kristen Art, kind of in closing on this deal. I'm not for sure who this guy is. I've never seen him before, but I'm going to just say right now, with a name called the Baby Gravy Broadcast, I'm gonna assume the guy's name is Baby Gravy. How can I say this without just being mean? I don't give a shit. I'm kind of in a salty mood today anyway. Something tells me he is not making any babies. I don't buy into all this soy boy, alpha, beta bullshit. I don't buy into all that nonsense. But you're wearing tinted heart glasses. I don't know if this is your hair or a wig or what the hell it is. You're wearing earphones with damn bat wings on it. But let's listen to what this specimen of man has to say here.
We're going over some creator clash drama here. Okay, so Froggy got kicked from the event. There are certain people who want Froggy back in the event. I made a video about it. It was just me reacting to a Twitter space that Keemstar was doing about it. All those people want Froggy back in the event, and they're like holding hundreds of thousands of dollars like hostage, essentially, saying, "Oh, we'll donate this money if Froggy is back in the event." But
they're holding all this money hostage? They're holding this money, okay.
Only if Froggy's back in the event, as if that makes them good people. They're like, well, you're throwing away money from charity for not having Froggy back in the event, which is like, it's just a weird argument, because that...
No, it's not a weird argument. But, okay, listen, Einstein. This whole thing is for charity. It's for charity. It's for charity. Right? If it's for charity, right? And you've got guys out here saying, hey, I'm willing to give all this money. It wasn't just the $100,000 that Gideon offered up, right? Because Sam Hyde said, listen, he offered, what was it, like $250,000, I think it was, or something like that. In charity, he was going to drop weight to box this creator by the name of Dad, because he's out here running his pie hole. And then Dad tucked his balls and ran. And so Sam Hyde sweetened the pot again. He comes back and says, listen, fine, I'll give like whatever it was, $300,000 and a car stuff. When it was all said and done, I think he quoted it to being closer to like $500,000, something like that. Or sorry, I'm sorry, $400,000, whatever it was. Dad says no. So Sam offered up the ultimate price for them, right? He said, I will exit stage right. I will not put up videos no more. I will not be tweeting no more. He basically says, I will leave social media. If you beat me, I will leave social media. He laid it all on the table, right? They think that guys like this are the ultimate evil. They think these guys like Sam Hyde and these guys have no place in existence on social media. They shouldn't have a voice. They should do nothing, right? He put it out there. He says, box me, beat me, and I will leave. Now, I want you guys to remember, Dad was the guy who came out in the first round, attacked the other boxer, decimated him, and in under a minute, had knocked the dude out. Right? So it's not like this guy, Dad doesn't have a winning record or nothing, right? And Sam was going to drop down like 70-something pounds to get into that class weight to match weight with him. In like basically 3 weeks' time. Do you know how hard it would be to drop like 70 pounds in 3 weeks' time? He basically would have to quit eating and do nothing but exercise to burn. And this guy here, this specimen of male, this peak specimen of male,
that's a non-existent thing. It's like their event is going to make so much money for charity.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You know why it's not? Because of this shit right here that Ian and them's doing has put a sour taste. If you've got people like Philip DeFranco that's covering this, it's hitting a whole nother class of people. And I understand that some of the people will think, well, that's whatever. No. I'm telling you right now, the file and ranks of the communities and stuff that we're in, we're the ones, we are what Idubbz built and cultivated. We are his file and rank that we're supporters of his. And if we're not engaging in it, it's not going to make money. This guy here, listen, baby gravy, I want to recommend something to you, right? Okay. And let me go here. Yeah. And let me go over here and push this button right here. What you need to do, okay, is why is it not working? Why is it not coming up? Come on. My ad thing's not working. You need to go to my merch store. And you need to buy a Oatmeal for Brains t-shirt. And you need to wear it. And you might need to take it to like one of your local shops or something. And get them to put a little arrow on it where it points straight up to you. Because you're an Oatmeal for Brains.
Like this hostage money that they're holding is not money that they're losing out on because they don't have Froggy in the event. It's money that those people are refusing to give to charity because they don't want to unless they get their way. You know what I mean?
You're an idiot. No, that's... This idiot doesn't understand. When a person is making a large donation to charity, right? When we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of donations to charity, a lot of times when they do this, there's certain codicils, right? They'll say, yeah, I will donate $100,000 to your charity, right? To your fundraiser. But I want certain billing. I want my, whatever my company, I want a certain specific table. If it's like a meal type thing where they're sitting in there and they're having a meal, right? Or that's just the way that it is. People, when you get to that level of type of giving, when you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's not just, they just give the money. They give the money, but then they say, okay, I want a little something I want my beak wet a little bit too. Right? So this guy's a moron. Anyway, I don't know who this guy is, but you're a moron, dude. You're an absolute positive moron. So anyway, so listen, we've come to that time where it's the end of the day for us this morning. As always, guys, I want you to go and check out. We got some really good content and stuff that's being created, right? We got a lot of really good creators out there. Let's see here. Go to the YouTubes. Let's see what's going on here. To subscriptions. This is Scribbles. Let's see what I have. Some Scribbles out here. So the broadcast, they had a live stream last night. Looks like it's 2 hours. I was going to tune in and watch it. But I wound up hanging out with the wife. So I will have to watch it today. So here it looks like there's people out there saying that I guess Chris Chan has been released from jail. I really don't know a whole lot about all that. And so if you're wanting Chris Chan stories, there's people out there like the Drunken Podcast. Looks like they've covered it. So you can check them out. Let's see what else. Like I said, we had a really good stream last night on Dave's stream. Some ordinary gamer, it's Mudahar. He did a video, so I may watch that. He always usually does real good about explaining things, and he explains it in a way that even my little goofy brain can understand it. Let's see here. Looks like Penguin, Most Critical Charlie, has done something on EDP, so something's going on there. I thought I seen a thing from Chris the Narc. I thought Chris the Narc did something. It looks like the Now Recording Boys streamed last night. Yeah, thanks, guys. 3 hours? Oh, jeez. All right. So we got a Now Recording. We got some Mudahar. Let's go. And we got some broadcast. We got a broadcast coming up for Froggy Fresh versus Creator Clash and Chris Chan. We've got that that's coming up. When is that? That's today at 5 p.m. Awesome. And that's with, this is another, the series that they're trying to find the fourth member. And it looks like it's Leah something and Stardust. Is that her name? I think that's right. Stardust. Let me take a look here. Let me go in here and look at the comments on there. I'm gonna make sure I get her name right. So yeah, Stardust. Yeah. And Leah something. So that'll be interesting. That'll be premiering today at 5. So that'll be something for me to watch this evening. I don't believe there'll be anything. If Dave does anything tonight, it'll probably be like a Twitch stream or something. He hasn't said anything about, because normally we take Wednesdays off. I think I'm going to, you know what? I think I'm going to do tonight. I think I may do some gaming streaming. I'm going to play some Valheim, and I'm going to stream it. We'll maybe do an hour or so this evening, whatever, maybe a little bit longer. But over on my gaming channel, just watch my Twitter. If it works out, I can do it. Just watch my Twitter. I'll send out notifications there, and maybe we'll play some Valheim tonight, and we'll have some fun. A little bit of downtime. No drama. No Creator Clash talk. No nothing like that. So I think that's kind of what we'll do. Anyway, guys, have a great day. You should play WoW. Listen, Joy, you're not sucking me into that. I got sucked back into the retail because of my sons, and then that. Anyway, I'm off of that too. I don't know. Yeah. WoW's that addiction, man. It's like that crack, you know. And if you start, it just. Anyway, but listen, guys, Valheim is a great game. I I love it. And they've had this new content patch. It's called the Mistlands, and I haven't actually played through that yet. And so, and I can't seem to get any like consecutive time to be able to play to kind of get up there to that content. And so that's kind of bugging me a little bit. So anyway, I've got a playthrough that I'm doing right now, and I'm just getting into the swamp, which is like the third biome, and it's really a challenging biome. It's probably one of the more challenging biomes to try to get a stakehold into. But yeah, I think I may do that tonight. That's kind of making me itch a little bit to play it, and maybe we'll do some streaming and play it tonight. Anyway, listen, guys, had a great day with you this morning. It's Wednesday. Get to humping. Keep your powder dry, and I'll see you in the funny papers.